Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lesson on how miniatures kill each other, or as I could formally call it, advanced attacking. So this is just going to go a little more in depth on ways that miniatures can attack, and on this new concept here of combining fire, which we're going to get to in just a mo. And so first off, I have to go back to the basics of ordinary attacking, which is important because of a rules mistake that I made that I need to fix. So you see abilities like the ones listed here, double attack, triple attack, or quadruple attack, where you can forego doing a move to take extra attacks. If you have double attack, you cannot move to do 2 attacks per turn. Or you cannot move to do 3 attacks if you have triple attack, and you get the idea. And then there's twin attack, which basically lets you copy an attack. So if a miniature with twin attack attacks an enemy, he gets another attack, only one other, against that same enemy. And the thing is, the mistake that I made is that these abilities do not work with abilities that replace attacks. So for example, Obi-Wan has double attack. On his turn, instead of attacking and moving, he can take 2 attacks. That won't work with, say, lightsaber sweep. If he chooses to do lightsaber sweep to replace attacks, that's all he can do as far as attacking goes. He then would have to move, or he could just choose not to move. But he can't do lightsaber sweep and then use double attack to take another attack against another enemy. If he's going to do double attack, he has to do 2 ordinary lightsaber swings. No lightsaber sweeps, no force heals, none of that. So same thing with twin attack. If you're using twin attack, you cannot do twin attacks with, say, lightsaber sweeps or thud bugs. Get to that in a moment. And the other mistake I made was with abilities that replace turns. You see the Hailfire droid has wield. On his turn, he can move 18 squares, up to 18 squares, I should say, and then attack. You can't use those with abilities that replace attacks either. He can't move 18 squares and then do missiles. He has to move 18 squares and then attack with his blaster, which still does a lot of damage, by the way. However, double attack will stack with, say, twin attack. If you have double attack and you make your 2 attacks per turn, for each of those attacks, you can get a twin attack against the same enemy, so you can get 4 attacks per turn. The LR-57 droid has ambush, so if he moves, he can still double attack and then twin attack against one single enemy who has yet to activate this round. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have double attack and twin attack, those will stack. You get 4 attacks. But remember, they're in pairs with twin attack. They have to be against the same target for each pair. So he gets 2 attacks against one enemy, or 2 on another, or 4 on the same enemy. Okay, so next up is something you're also familiar with already, and I've just gone over a bit. Abilities that replace attacks. So I want to get into the text of these a little more, because you might see on the Hailfire droid stat card that it says on missiles, save 11. So what does that mean? Whenever it says save 11 or save 11 negates, it means that the target has to fail a save for the attack to hit, usually of 11. So for Thudbug, for example, the Yuuzhan Vong warrior chooses a target. He will do a Thudbug on that target. That target must fail a save of 11 for the attack to hit. If he succeeds on the save, however, the attack will do nothing at all. With the Hailfire droid, where missiles can attack a group of enemies, each enemy makes a separate save of 11. The ones that fail the save get hit, the ones that succeed do not. So the whole strategy is knowing when to use these. So for example, the Yuuzhan Vong warrior. Only 3 attack. Against an enemy like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who has 19 defense, you need at least a 16, so you have a 1 in 5 chance of hitting. 1 in 4 chance, sorry. But if you're using Thudbug and you have a 50-50 chance, your odds are twice as good. Against, say, Darth Vader, where you need at least an 18, you need at least an 18 to hit, and you have only a 15% chance of hitting with a normal attack, Thudbug can be very useful. So the trick is knowing when this works, but with the Hailfire droid, which has 8 attack, against, say, a rebel soldier, which has only 13 defense, sometimes it would be better to just use a blaster, unless there's a group of rebel soldiers, and then go and use missiles, because then you can hit all of them at once if you want to. But yeah, just know when to use an ability that replaces attacks, or an ability that's just, forget that, or just an attack. And then there's combining fire. What is this whole combining fire thing? Combining fire is the only way that weenie squads can work. So take this little rig I've got here, where I've got a bunch of stormtroopers, a sand trooper, and an officer of the sand troopers attacking Obi-Wan and the rebel soldiers here. The rebel soldiers, as we know, are pathetic. You saw as much in A New Hope. But Obi-Wan, he's another story. He has 19 defense, as I noted, and a sand trooper only has 4 attack. So if this sand trooper wants to hit Obi-Wan, how is he going to manage that without a really good dice roll? Well, that's where combining fire comes in. These stormtroopers can activate as free activation. Well, no, not free, but they can activate to add firepower to the attack. So when you're combining fire, say it's the sand trooper's turn. He wants to attack Obi-Wan. The sand trooper officer has a commander effect that gives the sand trooper Deadeye, as you may recall, the sand trooper can forego his move to get plus 10 damage. So he'll do that. He'll choose not to move. He'll just attack Obi-Wan, and he has 4 attack and now 30 damage. So now, as he's making his attack, these 2 stormtroopers right here are going to activate. This activation does not let them move, but it will let them add to the attack. Each person that combines fire gives plus 4 bonus to the attack. So in this case, we have the sand troopers attack of 4, plus 4 for each of the stormtroopers, so that's a total of 12 attack. So I'm going to actually roll this attack. They just need at least a 7, and there's the die. They got a 9, as you may be able to see. So they got a 9. So the combining fire worked in this case. Without the combining fire, the total would only be 13, not nearly enough to hit. Now they have a total of 21, which beats the defense of Obi-Wan and does 30 damage. I should make another note here that combining fire, the activation is an activation for the round, so these stormtroopers can't do anything else this round, but it's not an activation for the turn. You notice every turn of the game, or phase, as you may recall, each player takes turns activating 2 miniatures. Combining fire doesn't count. So on the Empire player's turn, the sand trooper goes, the 2 stormtroopers combine fire, but their activation doesn't count for the current turn. So they could activate this other stormtrooper to shoot a rebel trooper, or use the officer to attack Obi-Wan, but for the round, at least, these stormtroopers who combine fire can't do anything else. Well, that's it for now. There's one more way to do this. It's called Mobile Attack. It's an ability that some people have. There's also Greater Mobile Attack. I'm going to get to those in the lesson on Advanced Movement. In the meantime, thank you for your time, and the next lesson should be on avoiding damage. Thank you.